Force spent the night with Cubs fans. Mark, it's been more than a decade, so I'm sure the city was electric. But can you describe the atmosphere as the Cubs and their fans get their first postseason win since 2003?
Carrie, there is no fan base in sports like the Chicago Cubs. I spent all day here yesterday with a 90-year-old who is the only man to coach 4 consecutive Super Bowl teams. Marv Levy, a Cubs fan who saw their last World Series game in 1945. I spent time with a Chicago cab driver who told me he didn't think the Cubs would win another World Series in his lifetime, and that was in 1969. And I also met an 85-year-old Korean war vet who actually went to tears when Kyle Schwarber hit a ball out of PNC Park in the 3rd inning. These Cubs have always charmed this city, but this time for all the right reasons.
Today is the biggest sport event in many, many years.
You could feel it in every taxi cab. You could taste it at the city's legendary eateries. On Wednesday, hope returned to Chicago.
This is our year. This year and next year. Back to the future. It's man over matter. If you believe, it can happen. I believe.
The film Back to the Future 2 had the Cubs winning the World Series in 2015, a fact celebrated prominently outside Harry Carey's restaurant.
They predicted drones and flat-screen TVs, even a baseball team in Miami. So we think that the prediction of the Cubs winning the World Series this year, it's a foregone conclusion it's going to happen.
That's what Chicago native and former Bills coach Marv Levy thought when he was at Wrigley to witness the Cubs' Game 7 loss in the 1945 World Series.
How long did you think it might be before the Cubs got back to the World Series, Marv?
Oh, I thought it might take a long time. I thought it might take 2 or 3 years before they would do it.
I've been waiting all my life for this.
For most of their lives, Charlotte Rhodes and Jerry Zook have loved the Cubs. 8 decades later, they're still waiting for the Cubs to love them back.
When they win, you're very joyful. When they lose, you're down in the dumps. And they've been losing most of the time now.
Every year we look for it and they don't make it. So I've been waiting 88 years, I guess.
How will the world change if the Cubs win it all this year?
I'm going to heaven. I'm going to heaven. They win this year, I'm going to heaven.
After a dozen dreary years without a postseason win, finally there is jubilation here in Chicago. But after 106 years of futility, imagine the emotion of a World Series championship for those who feel they've already waited a lifetime.
I'm 73 and running out of time. So before I go, before my time is up, I love to see them win.
And I didn't think I'd be living this long to see a World Series. But I think it's going to happen.
One diehard Cubs fan told me that, sure, we've always been hopefully optimistic and waiting till next year, but this is different. That even if the Cubs don't win it this year, this team has legs. It has depth. It has made coming to the ballpark better than it's been for years. And Marv Levy at 90 told me, Carrie, even though I'm a football coach, if the Cubs win it all, it'll be the greatest moment in Chicago sports history.
Mark, thank you for that piece. You remind us what we love about sports. Excellent job out there.